Lion's Claw. A simple yet brutally effective Ash of War that will stomp anything in its path. Chapter 1 The Mechanics. Lion's Claw is a relatively slow front flip jump with a strong overhead attack that has poor tracking. Instantly and during the whole animation you get super armor, meaning no matter your poise or armor, you will never get interrupted even if you are naked, except if you get hit by a grab. When hitting humanoid opponents you will flatten them on the ground. This is called pancake. This costs only 20 FP, which isn't a lot considering its stance damage and its damage. The damage is about the same as 4 or 5 light attacks. With a well-timed Lion's Claw you are able to jump over opponents' attacks, as you can see in this clip. It's also a very good option when facing groups of lesser enemies like dogs or soldiers. You will take some damage but they will perish. This Ash of War can also make night enemies complete pushovers. How to build around it. This is applicable on almost every weapon class, but the smaller the weapon, the lesser the damage and the stance damage, with no other compensation than stamina cost. That means Lion's Claw will always be better on larger weapons. However, it can still be a useful Ash of War even on lighter weapons because it will complement light and fast movesets very well, whereas on a heavier weapon, every attack is already a slow but high damaging strike. A cool way to use it in PvP is on something small like a straight sword, as it might completely confuse your opponent. Using blood, cold or poison affinities are not worth, since the strike builds status effects very slowly. Each Lion's Claw does about the same status build-up as a regular R1, despite being a lot slower. Aside from that, there isn't an optimal affinity to choose with this Ash of War, because it simply scales with your weapon damage, but usually on larger weapons where Lion's Claw is better, strength builds are the better options, and heavy affinity. Having good armor and good defensive options is better, it's like required, because you will be trading blows a lot with this Ash of War. Chapter 3. Which tier does it belong to? I would say Lion's Claw goes into S tier and needs a nerf since it's way too easy to use and overtuned. But most importantly, I wish it had variants depending on the weapon type, like spinning / Ash of War for example. It should be faster on lighter weapons to compensate the lower damage. I will put a pinned comment below updated with balance changes if this Ash of War gets changed in the future, but I doubt it will.